Good afternoon,
Hello.
Good evening, and good morning. Welcome back to The View from the Afternoon. This is the first episode recorded in the studio in a long time. The mixing desk is covered in dust, and I'm going to, for the first few minutes, I'm probably going to be looking over here to just check that it's working.
Still consistent, though.
Consistent as ever, mate. You know what?
Yep.
We're approaching my personal consistency milestone. And when that day happens, I'll be very happy because I've done what... Shut up. I've done what some would say a lesser man couldn't achieve.
A lot of lesser men tried, mate. And failed.
Danny White. So today we wanted to talk to you a bit of an update about our little business venture.
Side quest.
The little side quest, which is, of course, our sunglasses company that we have with Raz. And first of all, thanks so much for coming over, mate, midweek.
Thank you for... You're a very busy man. You're busier than me.
No, you're the busiest.
You're even... More
I
flies
insist.
on your side.
What we can assure is Raz is the least busy.
He is the least busiest. And he's got the smallest backbone as well.
He does, absolutely.
He's literally missing ribs.
He is,
Fair,
yeah.
So anyway.
So
Good
two
friend.
busiest men here, ready to have the chat. When we did the last and the only podcast about this a few months ago now,
It was a while ago.
it got a tremendous response, and I was really kind of dying on the hill of like, this is the only time we're going to mention this, because I really don't want this to be seen as like a TPD TV product or as like something I just keep using the channel to promote.
Yeah, we want it to stand alone on its own 2 feet, but without taking your point on that, it's kind of like people just seem to want us to talk about it and to keep them updated, and also just to share with people like what has happened and what's going to happen. And yeah, it's been mental.
Yeah. So I'm way more comfortable now talking about it on the channel because it's done so well.
Yeah.
If we'd have still been sat on a load of stock and we were like, we need to shift these remaining like 500 units, I'd feel a bit cheap doing this.
Yeah.
But because it's done so incredibly well,
Mental.
I'm really just comfortable now just talking openly about it across the channel, because while obviously the channel has been, it would be naive to think it hasn't been the main springboard for this business to jump off.
100%.
I think it's really done well on it. As soon as people got the product in hand,
Absolutely.
we've definitely sold to non-TPD people.
We have, and the product stands on its own 2 feet, or I believe it stands on its own 2 feet, and the feedback I've seen is that it stands on its own 2 feet. Out there, it's just as comparable to other really, really, really good and nice fashionable brands in terms of quality, design, how people wear them, how they fit on people's faces. The product is really good, in my opinion. Obviously, we're biased.
Yeah, we're
because
incredibly
we made
biased.
But the feedback has been overwhelming from what I've seen from people saying how good it really is, and it is nice to see that. Yeah, you're right. Naively, it would be wrong to say, it's totally on its own 2 feet now. But the product itself stands on its own 2 feet. It's good enough to be its own product.
Yeah,
which is
we've done
really
it, mate. You've done it. You've done
so
it.
proud
and what an achievement. And when
have.
it did so well, it kind of, obviously, I generally speaking, I love what I do for a living. I'm so lucky to be enabled by you lot to do YouTube full time.
You are the enabler.
But I can't, we all contribute towards this, and I'm lucky enough to, and sometimes unlucky enough to have to do it full time, and it's great. But I always struggle with my identity as like, what is my life? What am I doing? And then to launch this product successfully, it's really given me a new lease of like pride and instead of like, what do you do for a living? It's not just like, because I love editing videos, but like saying you're a YouTuber is a bit cringe.
Yeah, it is.
And now, depending on who's asking,
business mogul.
depending on who's asking, I can say, I run a sunglasses company, and that's true.
Yeah, it is. Entrepreneur,
which is brilliant, and can't thank you guys enough out there that's bought the BRELLAS Smart 1.
Absolutely.
For just a killer launch. It couldn't have been better. We're gonna go through. Matt, thanks so much for making this list. I was intending on adding a lot to this list, but
rudimentary. But
I've only added one thing. But I'll
typical
add.
style of us. It's just very. Just throw it at the wall, kind of thing.
We wanted to run you through kind of what's happened during the launch, what went well, what didn't go well, what we've learned. Maybe some funny, I'm unsure whether we'll get to this, but maybe some funny customer service stories or issues that we've run into without naming anyone. So let's just dive right in.
Absolutely. I think first place I would want to start is just to say a massive thank you, because like Rob said, we would be naive to think it wasn't a majority of people from the podcast and the channel that have purchased them, and we can see that when we're out at festivals in the field and people are wearing them. Do
you remember the first person we saw with them?
I do, yeah.
Was that Download?
It was at Download. And we were too busy to really fully interact with them, and just so tired. But I remember getting a picture
we were moving
of
our bags. No. So there was.
Oh, there was the guy on the way.
Yeah, we were getting our bags to camp in the rain, and someone had them. And I really wish we'd have got a photo with them, because they were the first one. But I was just shattered. It was like they didn't ask for a photo. Obviously, we would have obliged.
We wanted it,
but we wanted the photo. But I just didn't know how to.
Traversing ditches with like big whatever the carry things are. People Raz fell over like 3 times on the way to the campsite.
Fucking Doyle him, that lad.
We are just so blown away by the response and people getting them and people being behind them.
People telling their family members that, like, you know,
it's insane.
And not only that, but the support. We kind of expected a little bit of support from the channel and the audience.
Yeah.
What I didn't expect, which might sound kind of backwards, was so much support from our friends and family.
Oh yeah, everybody bought them.
I expected, you know, to be giving a pair to Chuck, to be giving a pair to Jack Smith, to be giving a pair
Danny White.
But all these people, without even telling us, just bought the glasses on launch. Like,
Danny White's got a pair of each colour himself.
And Dan was like, when I next get paid, I'm gonna buy the final pair. And I'm like, Dan, let me give you some. Like, your support of buying one pair is enough. More than enough. Never mind 2 pairs. And he's like, no, I insist. Like, I want to. And Chalk and Hannah, Jack Smith bought some. Showed them to his dad. His dad loved them. His dad bought some.
That's great.
His dad showed them to their granddad at a football match. His granddad said, these are the best glass I've ever had. His granddad's got some.
It's crazy. Like, it's just the support from the people closest to us.
Anna
has been. It's been
Hannah, Varley. Varley's feedback to me. Varley gave me some like one-on-one feedback at Download.
Yeah.
And it's the most meaningful feedback I've received, because it's from Jake, who I know wears glasses a lot, and he loves his glasses. And his feedback was so... it was really touching. And he was lovely. Like, every time I pick up my other brand that I used to wear, it's like they don't feel as good. And even at Boomtown, just gone, he was like, I accidentally picked them up the other day, and I couldn't believe the difference in the quality. It's like,
same, I've had that.
It's amazing, isn't it?
And it's like, like, even from people like Danny's family, like Danny's mum, just been like trying to share, comment on everything to get engagement. Like, they bought a pair to give to Danny's stepdad on his birthday as like an actual present for someone. I was
Josh,
like,
your brother Josh.
He brought loads. Well, he brought one of every colour for himself. Like, his partner's got a couple of them. Just outstanding. Like, everybody.
It's like, this is a man that's done. Obviously, he's your brother, and he's done so much for me on my car.
Yeah.
And like, I would have insisted, let me give you these glasses, Josh. Like, let me take them out of my personal stock, and you can have them. I didn't even have chance. He's already transacting them.
Yeah, we bought when we got them. We obviously we got an extra amount that we thought, we will do some kind of like, we'll give them to friends, family. We'll do a little bit of marketing with them, and it's just, we've not had to do that with, like, we've not given them to any influencer. We've not given them to anybody where we thought, this person will will like help us if we send them a pair. We've not done that. Like,
so we've got that as a point on here. Like, so this was my area of responsibility, and I made it quite clear I was dreading it.
yeah.
Which was like influencer marketing. You know me, I hate the word influencer, and I do have some friends that are influential, or I wouldn't say they're strictly influencers. They're a lot bigger than that word. But I made a list of like friends I've got in bands, friends I've got in the creative space. And I was really kind of dreading having to like reach out to them and be like, can I send you some glasses? If you like them, can you do as a post? It's kind of cringe that. It's inauthentic.
It is.
So imagine like my delight when friends like Bambino Becky and Robbie Knox have, without any kind of message or anything, they've bought them.
Yeah, and we're packing them up on the day.
We don't know these are coming in.
List, and it's like,
oh, Robbie Knox.
List, you're like, oh, Robbie Knox. Oh, Becky. Oh, Josh. Oh, Leslie. Oh, sorry about that.
Yeah, it was amazing, and then like
so good.
you know, so like it was class, and I've got a list of maybe 25 people that we were going to send them to, and Becky and Robbie were on that list. So if you do want an extra pair, guys, let me know. But they were posting them on their story. They were tagging us.
Yeah,
and I do the BRELLAS community post every week, which is where people, if you got a pair and you tag us on Insta, I'll post it every week. On a Monday we do the BRELLAS community post, and I've got a load of them scheduled. So if you haven't seen yours yet, because a few people have actually chased and been like, "Where's mine?"
Yeah.
It's like, trust me, I've got about 100.
They want to be on the
and they're coming. They're coming. But I actually didn't feel right using like Robbie's or Becky's, even though I've got them saved, because it felt a bit cheap, because it was like,
you can't go too early with them.
Hold
them back. But
I was dreading the influencer marketing side of things, and do you know what? I'm not above it. I'm not against doing it, and there are people that you know I am up for sending some to if we need to for marketing. What we will say is there was 2 individuals that will remain nameless, just because we're not trying to name drop.
No.
But there was 2 people that got some sent to them, and one was because this person asked me for them.
Yeah.
I was really surprised, but someone who I really admire, one of my favorite
people,
one of my favorite musicians, reached out and was like, I know this is cheeky, but can I have some? And I wasn't upset or offended by that at all. I was like, that's funny. Like, let's get them some.
Absolutely.
And then the other we decided to send to one of our biggest creative inspirations, didn't we? That, again, will remain nameless, but someone who we admire and respect, who has built a brand out of the north of England from the bottom to quite literally to the top.
The very, very top.
And we sent some to him, and I felt a bit bad sending him an unsolicited package. And something that's really funny as well is, so this was at like the end of like our 3rd day, and we'd meticulously picked like the right boxes for all our customers, and the right packing tape. You found a really nice premium,
the
like
brown
paper based.
We were trialing even on job, really, weren't we?
Yeah.
Without going in, we were like, oh, so some of you might have got yours within like a white postage bag if you ordered more than one. Some of you might got them in a box with a load of polystyrene in, and then some of you might have got them in a more of a traditional like taped format. And we were just trialing to see what one gets to the person in the best condition. Will we get any feedback from someone saying that wasn't right? Will we get any feedback from the post office saying it wasn't good? Will some of them bounce back from delivery because they're too big? And yeah, we were really meticulous with that particular person about how we wanted to send them. And we were unsure at the time, I remember. But
well, the thing is, because literally, so the first person I mentioned that asked for some, packaged his up, used this really nice tape, and then the guy that we wanted to get some to, our big inspiration, we involved taping 3 of the packages together, and it sounds a bit of a bodge. It looks nice,
it does,
but we ran out of the nice tape on his, and this is someone who like presentation for this person was key. Like, we're trying to say, like, we've built this from the ground up. We want you to have these. We're not expecting anything at all. but we just want to make the best impression. And we ran out of the nice tape, and it was so embarrassing. But
I know.
This dude who, you know, I admire and respect this dude so much, and he was nice enough to send us a voice note once he'd received them, and it came through, and his opinion means so much to me and to you that I was too nervous to listen to the voice note. So we were at download, and we waited until the evening until we'd had a few drinks, and then we snuck off, didn't we, into like the side. Yeah, we were at the doghouse,
and there's a little channel which is a tiny little like fenced path, which I think gets you down into maybe one of the bottom camps as when you first come in from the hill. And I'll never forget, like, I can't remember, I think Chucky had made me a Twango up.
A Twango, the signature drink.
Something like that. Like, he'd made me a really strong drink, and it was going down well. We were having a good time. We went into that little, like, pathway, and I'll let you...
Yeah, and we crowded around, me, Raz, and Bridie, we crowded around, and I was like, fucking hell, let's play this voice note. We played it, and we listened to this message, and... You know, from someone who's inspired you so much, it couldn't have been a more glowing message.
And still inspires, like, everything they do is, even just the other day, we were just glazing him, even when they're not there, just between each other, like how good and where they get their ideas from.
A no compromise, hands-on master of creating a great product, and he only had kind words for us, and we were so ecstatic, weren't we? And it really made our night that. So they're the only two instances.
We still quote it back to each
no,
other.
we
The
do.
stuff
We
he
do.
said in that voice note.
If you're listening to this, you know who you are, and thank you so much for the kind words. There was a lot of speculation that we had given them to some people, which is valid, you know, but we haven't. Anyone that you've seen with them, I can guarantee anyone that you've seen with them hasn't been gifted them. They have bought them. There was some stuff in the Reddit recently about a creator called Hannah Ricketts, who was kind enough to give us a shout out on one of her vlogs. I reached out to Hannah and expressed my gratitude for that. But there was people saying, you know, not in a negative way, but like this is part of their market. It really isn't. That is a completely organic thing.
Totally hands off with that, and maybe that is our fault. We've left that vacuum for people to assume that, but without doubt, now we've put that to the record. We don't do that. It's not something. There's other people that have bought them that are influential, and they haven't shared them, and it's no issue to us. The fact that they have our product and the feedback we've received via messages really positive, or even we've just received no feedback, which sometimes is just as good.
Yeah, exactly.
Is brilliant, and it's so nice. And if we was to ever do that, you would know about it. We would make it very clear that's what has happened.
We really did set ourselves the kind of success benchmark. If we sell 150 pairs, we went to Nando's.
Every cornerstone of our life is marked by a Nando's meal.
It really
like
is.
The initial discussion for Brellas was...
Me jumping ship full time was over at Nando's.
And we had a Nando's.
Talking about Brellas the first time. Nando's.
Before we launched, Nando's. And yeah, we were in a different Nando's then, and we were like sat just discussing, and we were trying to...
What does success look like?
We were trying to...
Day before launch.
Tape each other's expectations. I think we were both on the... As with most stuff in life, we're on the similar page. But I think... we were just trying to like just taper each other and be like, right, mate, what do you think is going to be success? What do I think is going to be success? And
so we had it's fair to say we had like maybe between 900 and 1,000 units to sell.
Yep.
And the only thing we've sold before is TPD merch, and our best ever TPD merch, we moved about 700 units, which is outstanding.
What was that?
The red BOGO.
Oh, that's
we said limited to 500, but it was selling so quick.
The old Ferrari one.
That it literally we couldn't stop it in time. It was actually more annoying to have to self-fulfill.
Is that the one that we did here?
Yeah.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
So we were like, well, this can only do worse than that. And it's also 3 times the cost of a t-shirt per item for the customer. So we really thought, you know, because we've worked so hard on this, what does success look like? Let's not gas ourselves up too much. Let's be realistic. Let's come up with a number where we feel job well done. And the number was 150 units at first day, which was a bit of a stretch, you know, 150 people buying a pair of sunglasses. And we set up shop in your living room, and we had the iPad connected to your big living room TV, and it had the Shopify like back end, live back end on, didn't it? And we went live, and it just kept going ding, 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 ding.
Even before that, sorry to cut you off.
No, it's good, mate.
Moment. Even before that, I remember we was like, we were like, right, we're launching at midday 12. It gets the kind of best of most markets where we think we're going to be able to capitalize from. And then we were like, oh, I remember like being sat there and at like 12:58, we're like, typical us like bickering about policies and procedures.
Yeah, terms and conditions.
This policy is not as what we want. This policy, and then I think it was you was like, guys, it's 12 o'clock, and we just had to shut that down. Raz just then was rushing to remove the password, and yeah, you're quite right. At that moment, it was just ping, 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 and it.
The night before I'd come to yours, it was me and you, and we'd made up some packing boxes to save time, and we made up like 20 kind of ready to ship of each colour, so 60 in total. And there's a great bit because you set up a camera in there to capture. We've got like 40 minutes captured of our launch, and Danny, Bridie's girlfriend, is there as well. So there's 4 of us. And there's a great bit where you're like, we've passed 60 in like 10 minutes, and you're like, oh well, I guess we better start making up some boxes.
It was just so like, because I thought like, oh, they will do us for the day. I was like, 20 of each colour. Like, yeah, we might have to make more of some different colour. It was just, there was so much unknown on that day. Like, what's going to be everyone's like favourite colour? Like, we'd got no feedback. Like the platform we'd used through Shopify to host the website and to do all the back, which is great, by the way. Like,
it is
such a good platform.
It is so sick, mate.
I know that's just probably such a hot take, like preaching to the choir. It is so good. Like,
I feel like a real retailer when I'm on there and I'm looking at like figures and I feel like I'm back in retail, which I miss.
Yeah,
it's so cool.
And it's that we just didn't. There was so much unknown. Like, maybe to our own detriment, we didn't do any market research in terms of like, what price would you pay? What do you think about the product? What would you add to the product? What would you take away from it? What do you not like about this website? We just did it off what we felt was right. It wasn't what... Obviously, we're very customer focused in the way of what we want the product to be, but it's ultimately got to be what we like and what we want, and what we think's really good and cool is what we want to push out. And we did no research, so there was so much unknown and anxiety with that. And yeah, it was just it was unbelievable, and I'm like, I will forever remember that day for the rest of my life. And it's just been an earthquake since that point. Like, my life was going, and that day just shook my life.
Yeah,
and it's still,
it was amazing, man.
Just teppering it.
And you know, what an achievement. And we I don't know how many we moved on day one, but it was certainly more than 150. And then within 3 weeks, we'd completely sold out. And this isn't an artificial sellout. This isn't, let's say we've sold out. We sold out.
We were fully gone. And I think day one we shifted probably over 50% of our stock.
I can find out if we're willing to share that.
I'm happy to share that at this point. I think it just kept going ping, ping, ping. And what was crazy was the location. So on, people that have used Shopify will know this. People that haven't might not. On your dashboard, like the back end, you've got a map of where people are viewing your website from. And we were able to view this on the analytics screen on the big TV from the iPad. And it was just like people were popping up in like Florida, Tennessee. And we were like looking at the times in those places. And we were trying to get the right time by midday for all the markets. But it was like 4 o'clock in some of these places.
Oh, morning.
In the morning. And like people are like getting these glasses across Europe. They were coming in. And it was insane to see. Just thank you so much for people to go out there and just to be like, just to get them and to really enjoy them. But yeah, that day was a pretty wild day. It was non-stop, wasn't it? Like,
oh, it was ridiculous, mate.
Just the excitement in the air. The excitement almost took me back to, like, you know, them first Leeds Fest we'd go to.
Yeah.
And there'd be like 4 or 5 of us, and we'd all fit in like Raz's Clio.
Yeah.
And I remember the excitement of waiting at my mum and dad's house for like you guys to come pick me
rock up.
And you would just feel like full of energy. Like, we'd be outside Leeds at like 7 a.m. Like, Dan would be drinking like his coconut Malibu, like in the coconut. That excitement, it was like that on that day when you and Raz were arriving in the van. I was like,
here we go.
There's something going on here. Like, it's feeling good.
I've got the number for day 1.
Okay, go on.
510 units.
Like, unbelievable.
Truly unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
And this is, you know, you can't even express the amount of gratitude that we have for that. And it's really set us up now with,
yeah,
for a great mission. So that first day, we kind of kept adjusting roles. Like, someone was making up boxes, someone was printing shipping labels, someone was compiling like the packaging of the glasses, like checking that the sleeve was nice and stuff. And then we didn't actually know the best route to ship them. That was like the final anxiety for UK orders. Yeah. So we were absolutely thrilled when I think me and Raz did the first trip to the delivery office, because you were still... We couldn't afford to have all 3 men off the operation.
It was like, we'd had these discussions about, like, what's the best shipping option, who's the supplier we use.
Oh, we talked to Raw Mail, we talked to Raw Mail Business. We just weren't getting anywhere.
We was kind of in the middle of the products that they offer. So they offer like a very small, which we are a small business at the moment, a small business product where it's like you can drop off up to 25 parcels a day. And then they offer like a big business one where they will come and collect it from your place or your factory or your warehouse or wherever your unit. And we were like, well, we're in the middle of that. We might sell 100 on day 1, and then it might be like 12, 13, 14 over the next days, and then it might go down to 1 or 2 after a week. So we didn't really have a locked-in product. And then
I was really anxious about this because I didn't know, can we just rock up to the delivery office? So when me and Raz, we've got our Raw Mail bags that you can get from like a post office or a delivery office, and they're all full. We're like Santa Claus, man, in the fucking sleigh. And we rock up, and my sigh of relief when we're like, because I was like, right, Raz, when we go in here, we have to sound like we know what we're on about. Like, don't let him know that we don't know. So I go in, I'm like, just got some more to drop off, mate. and he goes, do they need scanning? And I'm like, I just went, all prepaids. He's like, yeah, pop them on here, let me scan them. And he's just scanning them, boop, 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 like 500 or whatever going in. And I was like, thank fuck. And then we realised there's actually a tiny little post office in a little village nearby. It's closer, it's just like 2 minutes down the road. Can we take them there? So we took maybe 8 sacks full to there. And we thought, they're going to hate this, like tiny post office. But it turns out they actually get a little bit of money for each parcel that they fulfill through their thing. So she was buzzing.
Yeah, she was so nice. And they've been there for like 30 years, that post office. And these relationships are like the relationships you build that you never think, oh, I'm not going to really, like, I'll just drop it off at the post office. The guy in the main distribution where you're on about, he... I get on with him so well. Like, even when I drop off like a couple of parcels now for summer, like, we're like good friends.
Yeah,
we have a good
class,
chat for like a minute afterwards.
The pipeline it's got its own characters.
Like the women in the post office that are so lovely. Like, I remember going there once for a customer service query where I was like, right, I need to get this out because we'd let a customer down in a little way and we needed to make it right straight away. She held the Royal Mail van at the post office while it took me a minute to get there to make sure that parcel went that day.
Yeah.
Like, just really nice, like, things to do. And yeah, they're great little relationships.
They are, mate. It's brilliant. And all these cogs in the machine are super important. And then after that, you know, we kind of, obviously as the days went on, we sold less and less each day.
Yeah.
Obviously 500 on the first day, maybe 150 on the second, and then it teeters down, and we were kind of I mean, you were doing the majority of this. Like, I was at festivals. We fulfilled some from download.
Yeah, we'd planned this already though, because we knew it. With exception to download, we'd made sure to plan that we weren't, as a 3, all going to be at the same one at the same time. Now, you're the one that's the most committed to all of them. So it was mainly between me and Raz, especially around at the time of State Fair, was handing responsibility over to Raz, which I found really difficult. Cause
yeah, so we when we were fulfilling from Bridie's, we had the printer there, like the labels and stuff. Simple little shop setup, but then we all had to kind of buy one of those and get that equipment for our homes for when we're unavailable. And yes, so the first time that you actually had to hand over to someone was Raz, wasn't it?
And it felt difficult because it felt like my baby. Like I'd had full, like I might be wrong, but I want to say, like, I want to set my quality standards quite high. Like I want it to be uniform but really exceptional for people, even down to the way like we're placing the card in the box, so it's not the name side up, so they get a nice presentation. Even the positioning of the dissolvable like little peanuts to make sure it best protects the package, making sure that like the strips on the box were in the right place so it looked good. And Raz did a great job, and I knew he would. But it's like handing your child over to someone else, and probably looking back at it regrettably, I was a bit too harsh on Raz in terms of being like, have you done this? Have you done this?
No,
have you sent that?
You've got to, with Raz as well, who needs some kind of drilling into him. Like, you know, love Raz, obviously best mate, but like, you need to kind of really drill it into Raz for him to.
He did a great job.
Of course,
he
no
did
doubt.
Not miss a single beat as
no
expected.
No doubt.
Like
I do understand why there was an anxiety there.
And I think it was my side. It wasn't Raz's side at all. It was just I felt like it was mine. Like,
well, we were saying to you at State Fair, like, you can't even look after your own stock. You've had to go get another man to go and collect stock from your house.
Yeah, he had to go around, and he just raided me of all my stock, because we even at that point we thought, oh, we're not going to sell any more than this amount over this weekend. And like it turned out, like even on the Friday, like Raz had already shipped all that stock out.
I only ended up having to do 2
Raz
fulfillments
had to come and take
myself.
your printer.
Yeah, Raz didn't have a printer, so Raz had to come get my printer. I ordered another one, but I only had to do 2 fulfillment. Obviously, I was part of the main fulfillment,
yeah.
But in terms of an individual, I was the only person that I had to do the least. I did it twice, and I only had maybe 9 pairs across those 2, and because I'm in the city centre, I was like, oh, I'll just walk to the post office. Yeah. So I got them in a bag, walked to the post office. Post office has shut down. Brilliant. So I walked to another post office, literally full of smackheads. Like, it's the grimmest. I was like, I don't even want my product in here. So now I've done a few more, actually. I've done maybe 4 or 5 days of
You
fulfillment.
drive them out to the Leeds
So I now drive to the Beeston one on Old Lane. Have a nice drive up to Beeston with the top down and do it there.
It's great. Like I've got to know like the delivery times from my local post office when Royal Mail come, because I just want to make sure if someone orders, say on a Thursday at like 9 a.m, I know if I can get them to this post office by 11:30 on that day, that will then be in the distribution centre on that same day, which will then overnight will then go to somewhere, and they will get them on the Friday at the very latest if it's 40 hours Saturday. And it's just trying to get to know them times. Like I know, like, oh, if I can get even on a Saturday morning to the distribution centre, the main Royal Mail one, who I must say, like Royal Mail, pretty much to say we're not put obviously tons of orders, but the orders we've put through, they've not skipped a beat.
They're a well-oiled machine, mate. And
I was worried about Royal Mail.
I didn't have high expectations,
but they work,
mate.
They've done literally what is on the label, like really good. Like
they even exceed it sometimes.
Yeah.
If you can get the 48-hour late ones into their system quick enough, they can sometimes arrive next day.
Of when stuff's gonna go, you can get it in, and then it will be there the next day. And I remember that was one area we give to Raz, and I remember being like, Raz, my only rule is we're not allowed to use this certain delivery company. Like, they are terrible. It's got to be this company or another company. And again, Raz delivered on that. He pretty much sorted it out. And yeah, it was just that they're really good. Like, they are really good at doing what they do.
They are, man. It's an amazing accomplishment running a business that well that they do. So other things in terms of positive stuff to talk about, we do have some challenges that we want to discuss as well. Tell you about. When we fulfilled our orders from download, we kind of built. We were printing the labels and stuff at download and boxing them up at download, and we were using the Jackery to power that. And then we also had to do a Jackery ad read, so it was like kind of adception.
Yeah.
And then Jackery have since taken this ad read that we did for them and chopped it up and put it like all over all their platforms.
The amount of people that are just...
it's on their Facebook, it's on their Insta.
Yeah,
You're just scrolling on
external.
Facebook and you'll see Raz advertising Jackery on the Jackery official page.
Like my neighbours are like, what are you doing in this?
Is your mate a Jackery salesman?
My colleague is like, what are you doing in this? My auntie is messing with what you're doing in this. And it's like, they did us such a favour with that.
Yeah. Even that, I'm sure there's not really any conversion directly to BRELLAS, but it's cool to see like this advert will have gone out to millions across like all impressions and stuff. And it's essentially a video of us fulfilling our glasses.
Yeah. And
So that was funny.
thank you, Jackery. In many ways,
Absolutely.
they're a great supporter of the channel.
I hope we get to work with them again soon.
Products are really good, like this one here, if you're watching.
That's going to be pumping up my tyre when we're done.
Yeah.
Hopefully it can get my engine started as well. So the quality of this product is fantastic, and people's reception to the quality has been amazing. People tell me, people I've never met, they say like, I get so many compliments on these. I love the quality. These feel like a £150 pair of glasses. These should cost double. So I don't put ideas in my head, guys.
Don't tempt me.
There was even... Well, you talk about that.
Yeah, sorry, I was going to say...
No, it's all good.
Frantically typed it into the shade note because I remembered... with the quality, if you've got a pair, obviously you will feel the quality, you'll see it and understand it. If you've got a pair and you don't feel its quality, please give us that feedback. Like, we would love to know and have that to make the next one better. There was one lad, I can't remember.
Tom and Beth do things on
Tom and
YouTube.
Beth do things, and he did pretty much within a day or two. He got a YouTube review up of the product, and it just blew us away that like someone would do that for a pair of BRELLAS sunglasses, and he loved the product. Like, thank you so much for doing that, mate. And
yeah, nice one, Tom and Beth.
he kind of showcased, because we can show it on the website, but it's kind of biased or it feels kind of biased when it comes from the person that's selling you that product. Is it good quality? Is it not good quality? But it was nice to see from him and the comments under his video of people confirming, saying, I really needed to see this, or this is really nice, or I've got a pair, the quality's good. And like we said at the start, the product does stand on its own two legs. The manufacturer is a big manufacturer, a global manufacturer that makes a lot of brands that you will know of. They already kind of make them. It's not the one you're probably thinking of, but they do make big brands, and they've not missed with the quality. Like, we put a lot of design in, a lot of specification went in from particularly ourselves over what details we wanted, the 5-barrel hinge, the little BR on the hinge, making sure that it had a back surface anti-reflection coating, so it helped with any clarity, making sure the colour of that was the right one, making sure that the level of vision that you can get through the lens is really, really good. We already discussed in the last one the switch from glass to plastic, which the main reason about that was just for safety for people, for the weight as well.
Raz actually, just to cut in, last week Raz smashed his glass prototypes. Yeah. So that's now 2 of the 3 glass prototypes that we originally ordered before we switched that have now smashed and useless.
Even in the last month, the company that kind of inspired me at least to be like, oh, I want to do a glass lens, I think they've announced that they're switching off all glass lenses unless it's in a very, very, very high-end premium pair. Yeah. And it's just because the quality of the plastic lens now, there's something called the V-value, which is what the clarity is through. It's so good now that initially the glass lens was superior. It's kind of just that gap has gone. But yeah, the quality of the product is really, really good. Yeah.
Love it.
I was going to say, I'm blown away still by it,
So thrilled, and we're thrilled that you guys love it as well. And then the last thing on the kind of pros or like the kind of you know, well, I'll say the last thing on the pros. Everything we're talking about here is beneficial, and you know, we've had a great journey through the yin and the yang with this. But by the time you watch this, which is coming out on the 19th, we're recording this on the 18th, so this will be out tomorrow. We are almost at restock time.
I guess this is kind of pro and a con for me, and I didn't know where to put it on our note, but like, I wish we'd have ordered more to be able, like, we've had such a lovely summer, and it's an opportunistic summer
to sell all the glasses.
We funded this ourselves, and to get that amount of stock to the quality we wanted, and to be able to try and offer the service, we just didn't have the money. Like, I think there's probably a perception that we're all quite well off, or there's the thing with YouTube, there's just no middle class. It's either you're kind of broke like us. We're fortunate enough that on a very modest salary we can have you on it.
A bit too modest, actually.
It is very modest. Like,
we do all right. Like, we do all right, but yeah, I know what you mean.
I wish we had more.
We're not like millionaires.
Nowhere anywhere near that. But I wish we'd had more stock to be able to offer over the last 8 weeks. But yeah, the pro is it's coming back very, very soon. Keep an eye on the socials. Keep an eye on the website.
The first place I'm going to alert to the restock is the mailing list. So make sure you're on the mailing list on brellas.co.uk.
Please.
And then it'll be on the socials the next day. But we are looking at, by the time this drops, probably within a week, we'll probably have the restock. But that's a soft promise from me. It might be like up to 10 days or something.
Yeah, we want to get it to you so quick that as soon as we physically have it, we want to be able to give you the option to get it. We've had loads of people messaging us saying,
when's it coming back in?
Again, I guess it's just a proud thing. We're so proud of the product. I just want to offer it again and be able to have something again. Like, it felt great to be able to have the stock in the daily routine. Just to go back, I remember traveling with my job, being up in Edinburgh, and in the hotel room that I was in, I had to set up like a mini distribution in that hotel room.
International now.
And, yeah, across lines. And we was there and, just trying to get the product. And I kind of want that back. I've missed that. I really have missed.
It's cool, innit? I remember the picture you sent of that distro centre.
Yeah, like the Edinburgh distribution.
The Edinburgh distribution is live. Right. Our 4th distribution centre.
Having to take that up like 7 or 8 flights. Because they didn't have one of the things that carries it out. Because I just have to stay in like poor hotels. They didn't have the big thing that carries it or nobody to help. So I'm having to like just take the boxes in by myself.
They're not having lift?
Take it up through the lift. Oh. But it's still my BMI is high. That's still a task for me.
Fair enough. But it's been brilliant, and you know, we are gonna be ordering in a decent quantity of them. But if you want some, I'd still say to act fast. So let's talk about some of the challenges then that we faced, because it wasn't all smooth sailing. We did have some issues with shipping. Now, we've said Royal Mail were brilliant, but we did encounter a few issues with our international shipping. And we also had an issue with our return address, and this was Raz's area of responsibility, and I would say this to him if he was here, but he just slacked on this.
Yeah, Raz does a lot of stuff.
One of the few things that was absolutely needed was a PO box.
Yeah.
We said this about 6 weeks before launch.
I remember we met at Skelton Lake Services.
And we were like, we need a PO box, Raz. This is in your AOR, area of responsibility. And it just didn't get done. And then like 3 days before launch, Raz decides like, let's use a Big Yellow storage container. So we went to Big Yellow storage. And the reason we chose that is because you can set that up instantly, whereas a PO box takes a week. But we'd left it so late, we didn't have a week.
And Raz was like, I've been in, spoke to the receptionist. He said, no problem. The Royal Mail returns can come straight to here. We'll notify you when they're here. There's a small handling fee, but then you come, put them in your lockup. And we were like, okay. We were starting to come around to the positives of we'd have maybe a secondary, a No, what's the fourth one of that? It's
Fuck
not
knows,
tertiary.
I've to-
The
I've to
fourth
think.
kind of space to kind of keep some little bits in. But
Like, so Raz is like, I'm gonna go scope out the big yellow storage, and he goes down and he messages us, and he's like, "This is how much it's gonna be." I'm like, I need to go down and have a look as well. So I just drive over to Big Yellow. It's only like 5 minutes away, and Raz is like in there, and he's looking at like a space bigger than like a car garage.
He's like,
and it's
"We
like
definitely need
$2,000 a year. It's like $2,000 a year, like powered space, and I'm like, Raz, what do you think we need this for? Like, all this is a proxy address,
Aye.
so that someone can send a return.
It's funny,
Even
wasn't it?
if we got 100% of our stock returned, this is too big. Anyway, we ended up signing for like their smallest one, so we could launch with a proxy address. Still cost a few £100. And then the stuff that did get returned, which was maybe 10 returns that we had to deal with.
even less, we had a couple of returns where they were like, "Oh, I've bought them for my son, but he's actually bought himself a pair as well. So can I just return my order?" And they just
Yeah, they
weren't-
were like the returns were all like for nice reasons, but then it turns out Big Yellow Storage can't facilitate a fucking return.
So then they would bounce.
So they're
back.
bouncing back to the customer. So then we've got to be like, right, the customer's already had a not smooth experience because we've got
Yeah,
this
terrible.
terrible solution in place. So then we've got to be like, here's a full refund anyway.
Yeah.
Please keep the glasses as an apology for messing you around. And if they don't suit you or whatever, give them to a friend or family.
Share them somewhere.
Then we set up the PO box. Too little, too late.
And the PO box has been
PO box works great,
faultless.
like it would have been if we'd have. As you can
Yeah.
tell, I am like, obviously we can laugh about it.
It was a
But
stressful
it was,
time.
I was pulling my hair out because I was like, we've each got these areas of responsibility. This needed doing, and it's not been done.
It did slip.
Especially when you've been slaving over it. You know, it really wound me up that. But
there was even difficulties on day one, and this is separate to Raz, obviously, but like we launched with another company, like a company in between Shopify and the end thing, where it was like, oh, this company can get it out to like America, everywhere
Yeah.
else, and we just naively forgot, like, oh, what about the Isle of Man?
What about Northern Ireland?
And we got that feedback straight in, and after the initial rush of day one of clearing those 500 orders, got straight to it. We all met again at my house.
yeah, we set up those
we were
forgotten territory. I don't mean forgotten by in general. I mean the
we
territories
just
that we
naively
forgot.
forgot 'em and
Jersey,
thought, oh.
Guernsey, Isle of Man, Northern Ireland, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
so that was a challenge in the moment we just needed to solve really quickly. And I'm really sorry if on day one you was really hoping to get some from all those areas. You now can get them. And there's even like some of the shipping ones. Shopify is really good at telling you like, double check this address with the customer. And there's like something like, I can't remember one I was even with a really nice lad, and I was like, it was in maybe Slovakia or somewhere like that, and it was like just in the middle of nowhere, like the middle of like the street was the street name was the name of the house.
Yeah, it's like because there's just
and
one
it's
there.
like, oh god, like I'm just trying to get it right so that this company would take it. It's been a real learning experience.
This company is one that it integrates into Shopify, and we can use that as like an app in Shopify to say like, I need a label going to Florida, I need a label going to South Carolina, I need a label going to fucking Switzerland, and it'll do that. We did have some issues with our US stuff
yeah. And
because sorry, go on.
Sorry, mate, to cut you off. I was going to say, even the EU stuff, we really struggled at the start. And again, it's something that we were just naive to. But things like in shipping, there's a load of like shipping terms, and there's one called DDP, which means like pretty much
Duty
like the
paid, direct
duties are
duty paid or something.
We were really naive to that. We didn't understand that, and we were shipping orders out to other countries.
EU countries.
Yeah, like even as close, like, obviously like Ireland. And then we were getting bits of feedback back from people. It was mixed. Like some people were a bit upset. Some people were understanding.
Because then
but they had to pay a fee.
yeah, because when it arrives, they get like a slip saying you owe this duty. Now I order sometimes from Europe and America, and every time I order something from there, I get like a FedEx slip, and it says you owe these import duties.
Yeah.
So I thought these customers will expect that, which is fair enough. But what we didn't realize is by default on the Shopify checkout page, it says all taxes included. So we were like, oh, we didn't know that. So then what we ended up having to do is some customers might have paid a tenner for shipping, which is a lot for shipping in general, I think.
Yeah.
But then the label that we would have to buy for them, after learning that some of our customers had been expecting that all their duties are paid, then it turns out they haven't. So they might pay a tenner for shipping, and then we pay like 35 quid for the label. Yeah. So we're down 25 quid, which is our own thing that we've learned.
Mistake, and it's fixed now. Like, we've got we
had to set up like a company number. Like, you have to go through your company's house, register your company as something, get this special EORI number.
Yeah, so we had to get like an EAS compliance detail, which is all set up now, and it's another like learning, but it was
we're just trying to sell some glasses.
It was a con at the start because we'd not done enough research on it, so I can put myself up for that. Like, I should have known what I was going to expect.
I think stuff like this is so granular that you would be forgiven for not expecting that. Like, these terms are things I've not even heard of.
Same, I didn't hear of them, and we'd shipped stuff before, like with the hoodies, the t-shirts and stuff like that, and we'd just not really come across it. So, but that is something that's now fixed. But it was a shipping issue at the start, alongside the ones going over to America. It's sorted now. You will pay the duties and stuff at the checkout. If it's going to your country.
Yeah,
it's just one of the annoying things.
You're still paying them. It's worth saying you're still paying them. It's just the nature of the game.
Because of Brexit, it's like something that we just have to now.
But it's up front to you. It's not a surprise.
Yeah, unless we have to set up a warehouse in like Ireland, which we are in no position to do. We don't even have a warehouse in the UK.
The first few people that were stung by... We've really been like super customer first. Like, let's put ourselves second, because these people are our day ones. So the first few people that expressed frustration, we were like, send us your proof of payment for your import taxes, and we will cover those as a gesture of goodwill. And generally in customer service stuff, we've been incredibly... generous is maybe the wrong word, but we want to show our appreciation for these early customers.
I think it's just the right way
to
do it.
It is like...
Every decision has to be around a customer. Is the
what's going to be best for the customer. And there are a few times where we've maybe dropped the ball on that, or taken a few days to get back to someone, or maybe a week to get back to someone, which is my area of responsibility. So, I'm saying, expressing frustration at some of the stuff Raz didn't do. Here's an example of me dropping the ball on some stuff, customer having to chase me for something. We've really tried to be as customer centric as possible. Or, guy damaged his glasses, he's gutted. Can we send him a replacement lens? Well, that's not a service we really offer, but let's get our heads together. Can we do that? Shall we send him just another pair of glasses? This, that, and the other. There's a guy who... we're not trying to name and shame people, but I'm
going to say, someone emailed us saying, I've had to, unfortunately, their hamster passed away. And they were like, I've had to bury, which... Actually, when you look at it, the box is a perfect hamster burial box, really. And they've had to bury the hamster in the box. So we've sent them another one, and we didn't
send them another one.
Have we not sent them?
No, because I'm certain that was a troll.
Oh, I apologise.
They didn't get to, and we don't have a box to send them at this point either, because we've sold out.
Oh, sorry. I thought we'd...
No, the one that we... The one
saw that email, but...
The one where we kind of was stretched as to like, this is not our fault. Is there was a customer that had basically just simply mistreated their glasses, and it's not like it was an accident and they'd fallen. They had literally like neglected them to the point where they were now slightly damaged, and they were like, are they meant to do this? and we've got to be like, what do you mean? But then we're customer facing, so we're like, when we've got the restock, we'll get some more out to you.
Yeah. There's a few occasions where we've said that just because it just feels like the right thing. And when we get this restock,
and these are our first batch customers,
they're Founders Edition.
They're Founders Edition with the restock. If you're being silly with them, we're going to be a little less generous.
We'll be watching.
A challenge also that we kind of came up against very quickly from a vocal minority. Again, we sold out of these glasses, so we've done really well with them.
Yeah.
But there were a lot of people concerned about, well, not a lot of people, this is the wrong word to say. People were vocal about made in China.
There was a mixed opinion on it, and I hear people that want to say that. I understand what people mean and what they think when something says that and what they feel about it. But it's just...
China is the number one manufacturer in the world, unfortunately.
It's so double-edged, because you're right, I feel similar to them people. I think, like, if I was to look at a product and it was to say that, and we discussed before, like, do we be open about that? Do we state that? Do we not? Because
it is stated, it is on the website.
Yeah, there was some... people were already commenting about, I wonder where it was manufactured before we launched. And we want to be really open with that. It's something that the company that we work with, they're fully accredited in terms of they have the accreditation. That means that they're safe employers. They pay a good wage.
I made it sure to have this front-facing on the website as well.
And I took a lot of care before I decided who to go with as a manufacturer.
And then I audited your decision.
Yeah, to make sure that
as well.
It wasn't just a company that was a dropship company or a cheap company. It definitely wasn't the cheapest manufacturer.
Far from it.
It one had to make sure that their standards were really high in terms of looking after their people, and also they made a really good product. And this company is both of them to everything that we've looked at and our knowledge. And as I said, they're used by really big, reputable companies. And we just wanted to be open with that.
Yeah, we could have. I guess we could have just not said where they were made, but again, it's all about openness, and we can speak a bit more kind of, because we're on the View from the Afternoon here, and we're not strictly like front-facing BRELLAS.
Yeah,
we're chatting behind the curtain. So I can speak a little bit more candidly than I would if I was maybe putting out a BRELLAS post. But like, I was frustrated that people were.
It's hard, isn't it?
Were saying like £60 for Chinese sunglasses. Like, where do you think your iPhone and your Mac that you're typing this on is made? Like, it's either made in Vietnam, which is a lower quality standard of manufacturing because they don't have enough QC over there, or it's China,
or India,
yeah. And let me tell you, China is the leader. Now, if we'd have had these made in the UK, it wouldn't have been feasible.
You would be paying, because we did look at it. I looked at options UK based, and it was like 3 times more expensive. So then, as a customer, you would be paying at least
and they don't
double.
They don't have as much facility, as much manufacturing capacity, and as much experience, quite frankly. Yeah. Something that we looked at on some of the competition is some manufacturers say made in Italy.
Yeah.
But we learned that that's not all that it seems either. And we're being more transparent with you than some of these other manufacturers are.
Yeah, so they have a certain thing, some of these manufacturers, and within the industry, it's called chitterly, because everything that you see, even when you might stand on your box and preach and say, I would only buy it from this place when it says it's manufactured here. Just do your research, because even when you look at that and it says made from here, what that means is the very last modification was made in that country. So sometimes even when you see a garment or a piece of like clothing, everything will be done in a company like we've just mentioned, Vietnam, China, India. It will then be shipped over to this other country. And in the case that we're on about with optics, they may just add the final screw in, and then they've made
or
the last
assemble like the arms and the front fascia.
They've made the last modification, so then they can say that. And we were relying. We even thought about, do we do that? Should we get it all shipped like that, and then we pop the lenses in, and we've said we've made the last modification. These are now made in the UK, and there was a couple of reasons. Obviously, it's a lot of work. There's a risk of damage.
Some of our stuff is European origin on European.
Yep.
It comes from Europe, but it felt misleading to. And I'm not ashamed of any made in China. Like, I'm not ashamed of it. China,
if you order
cheap Christmas cracker. The toy you're getting, it's made in China, but if you order a £10,000 MacBook Pro, it's made in China. And I don't think that's a... I think in today's day and age, you know, my dad was the type of person that'd be like, oh, made in China, back when like manufacturing was more feasible in other areas. But like, I think it's really short-sighted or narrow-minded to look down on a made in China.
Yeah, it has. It's changed that perception, and while everybody's entitled to their opinion, and your opinion, whether you feel that way, is totally valid. Like, if that's how you feel, don't change it. Like, we need people to have difference of opinion within life, and if there's an option to get it fully made, and not just a final modification, but fully made within the UK at some point, it's feasible commercially, the product's high quality, we would look at that and we would do that. If you're a manufacturer of eyewear within the UK and you can stand on that and you're accredited just like this other company in China, then let us know and we would explore that option. But we just wanted to be upfront and honest with people and tell people this is where it's made. It's designed in Yorkshire. It's made in China. And
everyone that gets their... Like, I haven't seen anyone that's bought some that's like, Chinese. Like, the people that are criticising the made in China are people that have no intention of buying some and never had any intention possibly. Again, it's a real vocal minority, but it is one of the critiques that we've received.
Absolutely. And it's something that just needed addressing to say...
It frustrated me personally because we've done a load of research
to make sure that they are good. And you can see all that information on our website at brellas.co.uk. And yeah, if that is your opinion and that's how you feel, that's totally valid. And we want to say I hear you on that.
I would encourage, like, on the... It's like the... I would encourage you to make sure you apply that across all areas of your life, though. Like, when people were really... I'm not saying it was right or wrong to be criticising Pepsi for sponsoring Wireless Festival. I think it was a stupid move for them to do that, and Wireless really dropped the ball with their booking this year. It's very clear, but people were super vocal in our community about, like, fuck Pepsi and fuck Festival Republic for doing this. And while I don't necessarily disagree with you, I can only respect that take if you're applying that across all areas. I don't want to see you go into Jimmy Eat World at Crystal Palace Park, because that's done by the same people. And it's the same thing here. If you are really so anti-China manufacturing, I don't want to see you turning on your TV where the panels are made. I don't want to see you.
You just cannot avoid it.
Yeah, nowadays. You can't.
You cannot avoid it. And I get the people that are trying to turn the tide on it, and I respect the people that want to turn the tide on it. But commercially, it's just not. Like, it's so realistic. Like, if you're... And by it being unrealistic, that doesn't mean we can't have that opinion and we can't share that opinion. Those people that do that is how ultimately change eventually happens. That snowball will grow and grow and grow. And it's one that I can understand and I hear. It's just hard now. I think it's because it's so personal to us. Like, this is our product. And when people are criticising it...
That is the thing. Like,
it's not genuine criticism. Like, if the criticism was...
These feel shit. They feel cheap. The packaging's rubbish. Off. Yeah.
Fair enough. Like, wow,
when you've put so much of yourself into something, it's like a negative YouTube comment, but times 10.
Yeah. I do feel
so I am coming. I apologize. I am kind of taking it a bit personally. But speaking of other frustrations, we have a review platform that just is being bombarded with just fake reviews from before anyone even had the product. We were getting fake positive reviews from people that really want to stand behind us, and we were getting fake negative reviews. There was
arguments in the reviews,
which was really annoying. There was people putting in reviews saying like, "Rob, it's Callum Cleesby here. Can you let me back into the TPD 5-star review?" It's like, fuck's sake. Like, that's a positive review metric-wise, but, like, get rid of that. I think we'll probably take down the reviews soon.
We were paying for people to put, like, ChatGPT, like 500-character reviews in.
Well, we say we were paying for them. That sounds bad.
Oh, no, we weren't paying for the review, but we have to
pay for the platform to get... the review
For the reviews
platform
on
is a
there.
paid addition to your store.
Yeah.
And then we're getting just all these stupid reviews, and they were really annoying you. And they did take the wind out of my sails, because we were getting some reviews before they've even launched, like £60 is too much for Chinese manufactured glasses. It's like, come on, man, I've been working on this for a year.
Give it a chance.
And you're trying to like kick a small brand new business before you've even seen the product.
It weathered us that, but it's
And we had a big discussion. We had like an hour-long call about like which reviews do we feel right deleting. It's like, we don't want to delete negative reviews. Like, that was the worst thing.
Those
to be
reviews are
seen.
still available. The ones where it's like, I'm not paying this amount for this product from this place. Those reviews are still available, because that is an opinion that is to that
we were
person,
like,
it's genuine.
We can't be like deleting those. So it was hard to find like which one of these is a fake review.
Yeah,
Someone was like, "This is just a dropship frame. Here's a link to the frame that they've just used, and it's just a totally different frame."
Yeah.
So that one, I think we deleted that, because it's like,
Yeah, I think that is deleted. It
it's
might
not-
still be available. That I'm
maybe.
not sure, but it was it was mainly just the ones, and I think the issue is, as we bring this through a TPD periscope of viewership, is like that is all about jokes and having a great time and messing with each other.
some of these reviews I laughed at. Like, I laughed
They
at
are funny.
There was a review apparently from like Ben from Leeds, and it was like, you know, and it has no place on our sunglasses thing. But if we're gonna use TPD TV as a springboard, we got to expect that. And it was funny.
It was
like
funny.
it was funny, but
please stop.
It was another challenge, wasn't it?
Yeah, going through and I guess by even mentioning this now, we're probably going to stir
Of
that
course,
pot
yeah,
back
we're
up. But now
shaking
you've
the
got to be
cage.
verified, so I can see your email on the back end that you verified before the review is published.
Yeah.
So give me your details, mate.
Another small issue that we ran into was a slight bit of doxing is a strong term.
Did it ourselves, really.
Yeah, like, so we fulfilled from a location, and we're trying to capture all of this. You know, we've got to make social posts about it. We got to make the reels. We want to show you guys how hard we're working and what the process looks like, and consequently, you can see sometimes. You know, there's no like super obvious information in any of those bits of media, but there was a bit where we're on a street.
Yeah.
And they meant no harm with this.
They were just being lovely.
Yeah.
Just like any good Yorkshire person would to another. They're just being really kind, really supportive, and just being a cheerleader for the product, and like being happy that something is from that, and they can like have a likeness to that.
But they commented like publicly on our Instagram, like something like, "Oh my God, this is
Big up
insert
this place.
street here. I'm on the next street across in this place here." And I remember it we panicked a bit, didn't we? And like, we had to have a call. I had to pull over to answer a call. I had the top down in the Golf. I was on the motorway. I couldn't hear a word on this call, and it was like, this needs deleting. So I deleted it, and then I had to reach out to the poor lass who meant no harm. And I was
Absolutely
like, thanks so much for the support.
Son.
Just so you know, I've had to delete your comment because it's literally out in like a place where one of us lives.
So yeah, that was. It's not even really a con. It was
Just a funny thing,
It's
wasn't it?
stressful. It is stressful because obviously we don't want them details out anyway.
No, of course.
And we've had those issues before with like yourself.
Yeah.
Like, long conversations about sorting them out before. And once it's out there, it's out.
Yeah.
And stamp duty costs a lot to move out. So I don't want to do that.
So that's the long and short of the pros and cons. It's been an amazing roller coaster, and we can't wait to have them back in stock, guys. And I know you can't wait either, based on your loving support that you've given us. So thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
Yeah, truly. Thank you so much.
We continue to listen to your feedback. We've got our feedback email, which is feedback@brellas.co.uk. That's manned by all three of us, but chances are it'll be me that looks at that.
Or you can do a form on brellas.co.uk, I believe.
Yeah, and that'll go straight through to us as well.
To that as well.
We could ramble on about a few other bits, but you know, we've run over, and you know, if you like us talking about this stuff, we can do another episode maybe after the relaunch and stuff. You've put some coming soon stuff in the notes, but I think best to leave them, tease them a little bit. Like, let's not
If you want to see what's coming soon, get on the mailing list, brellas.co.uk. I think the website's gone back to the page now.
It's going to do,
the
yeah.
holding page.
It's gonna
so
do.
that's where we'll first let people know. If you don't want that, and we understand that, we don't bombard you with any emails.
We've
we'll
only
just send you the launch email.
I've only sent out 2 mailing list emails.
And the likelihood is even that will just go in your junk, as we found that was another problem. All the emails just seem to go in junk, even though we're fully certified and verified.
When I sent out that first mailing list saying like the BRELLAS Smart 1 is dropping June 3rd, this was like June 1st, and I'd done that and we'd worked ourselves up, and then I went with my girlfriend for some tacos, right? I was like, I need to switch off.
Pat on the back.
Sit down, tacos arrive, like nice sit down restaurant. Our group chat's popping. Josh says his has gone into spam. Raz, why has this one come through as come like, and just a load of issues, and I literally had to leave the meal to come home to stress about that. It's been a lot of stress on it.
I was away in Wales for my partner's Danny's sister's birthday, and everybody was getting ready to leave the caravan to go out to do the activities for the day, and I was having to be like, I just need to stay in the caravan for another hour. I will have to catch you up. And like missed out subsequently on some of the stuff for that day. And it was your birthday as well that day.
Yeah, on my birthday, late May,
and
I was trying to go out and socialise, and I just wasn't very good at it because all I had in my mind was this upcoming launch, and we knew our glasses had left the factory where they came from, and they were at the airport, and the route that they take to get to Manchester, which is where we take ground delivery of them via a courier. The route that they take is via 3 airports, so it goes from one place, flies somewhere else, then it flies like 20 minutes to another airport, and then it flies to the UK. Yeah. And we were like, if they're on this flight,
we will have them.
We will have them for the time we've committed to launching. And I remember we were using our really limited information, like flight radar, and like this,
like the login we'd got to the
like freight tracking, like business freight tracking, and we'd come to the conclusion like they're not on that plane, so we were gonna.
They just didn't update, and they missed their first plane, missed their second plane, made the third plane. But somehow they managed to catch up with the original schedule they were meant to be on.
Woke up in the morning and I think you sent a screenshot and it was like, they're in Manchester.
They're done.
And then it takes a day to get them from Manchester.
Yeah, it was all stressful. But yeah, if you want to know when the new stuff is coming, get on the mailing list. It might go in the junk, but just we've done everything we can our side, and I think it's just if enough people report that it's not junk, it will stop. And the other way is just through the Instagram. Just search BRELLAS on Instagram, and you can follow on there. You can keep up to date with everything on there. Rob's doing a great job at getting out what's happening, what's going on, and the community posts are all on there as well. And we will always take the community posts, tag us on Instagram.
Yeah, please tag us. We don't necessarily reply to your posts when they come in, but rest assured, every post that we see, whether it's tagged or messaged to us, every picture I've got them. If I could offer some advice when doing this, I love that you're tagging us in them. Sometimes people tag it like across their face or like there's a tag. Classic. Then I have to go into Photoshop and try and remove that. Oh. The best community post is one where have the tag visible if you like. Obviously that's spreading the word, but don't put it across like a key part of the photo. But
not over the sunglasses in the photo.
Yeah, there was a guy who put like a really nice photo up the other day, and he's put the BRELLAS eyewear tag like just above the sunglasses. It's like, well, there's no way I can use that.
I get how that makes sense though.
I get it. Yeah, I'm not criticising. I'm just saying something you might not have thought of. But we got the best community in the world when it comes to both of our business ventures, it seems.
Truly.
And every time I meet someone with the BRELLAS, which is not infrequently now, I always make sure to really shake their hand and look them dead in the fucking eye and say, thank you so much for getting the sunglasses, mate. It means so much to us.
And it really does. I know it really, really does. Like, thank you for supporting. There'll be a lot of stuff that comes. We want your feedback. We want to know what you want to say about it. And yeah, Coming soon.
Brellas.co.uk. We love you. Thanks for coming, MB.
Thank you, mate. For having me.
And thanks for all your hard work in
Thanks
making
for
this
listening as
venture
well.
successful. We did it.
Hey, brother.
We did it. Team Brellas.
Team Brellas.
And Raz.
And Raz.
Thanks a lot, guys. We'll see you next week on the internet's most consistent podcast.
Bye-bye, driver.
Bye-bye.